Good morning. A car video. I haven't done a car video in a long time when that's what I used to do. Now I do a sitting at home video. It snowed last night again. I'm early for work, so I just thought I'd make a video because I am reaching out to see if I can get some help. And I already appreciate you guys. You guys, honestly, yeah, I'm not getting paid by YouTube. I qualify for the Creators Fund on this new channel, but I don't have AdSense. And but you know, I enjoy making videos, and so that's why I do it. But you guys have really lifted my spirit. I got a package in the mail yesterday, and it was hot chocolate, like this little care package, hot chocolate. It's for me and my mom, and then got a card for me and a card for my mom, still for my birthday, our birthdays, and for I can't remember your name, but Dr. Mo yesterday sent me a link to a cookbook. They paid for a subscription for it's like an online cookbook, and I actually on Sunday, that's what I did, was cook. I made chili, and I made bread, and I made protein balls again. I'll show you here. I made chili. I'm gonna bring some tomorrow to school for Jesse and Bailey for lunch or dinner tomorrow night. I made another loaf of bread, and this has turned out so good. And then I made another thing of protein balls. I got these to put in the chili, so I'm set. But yeah, oh, and someone before Thanksgiving sent me $60 in PayPal, and I tell you what, that's what I used to pay for our Thanksgiving meal. A couple of you have sent me coffees, and I truly appreciate that. I just found out last week that my mom's insurance won't cover the insure, you know, she only gets $129 a month towards buying stuff for herself. She also has the cat. So, yeah, that's me. But anyway, and she called me last night. Listen, if you've been following me, not only recently, I've been going through a lot with getting my identity stolen and my email stolen, and you know, they got my bank account, they got my PayPal, my Venmo, they got my YouTube channel, and they didn't get the channel. They didn't hack the channel. They're not like making videos or anything on that. They just got my email, and I can't get into the email. Listen, I've tried every which way but loose, and thanks you guys. People reached out to say, oh, this is how you do it. But they took all the, you know how like if you lose your password, you go in and you have a recovery thing. They changed all that to themselves. And it says, oh, but if you don't have that, go in on a device that you've used before. Well, I had to get rid of the computer I used because they thought it got in the motherboard, the virus. So they just trashed that computer. And then I don't have the phone anymore because I had to get a new phone again. They got into my phone, and so I have no way. But I did try X. I wrote X. I haven't heard anything back yet. Because somebody recommended that I put it on X, that's how you can get to YouTube. So I don't know. We'll see. I keep trying. And you know, I'm trying to get a new social security number. I tried to open another bank account before they got to that. I don't know how. I didn't have any, like, the bank knew. Anyway, you know, it's been a lot. And then with my mom, yeah, I've had to take her, like, I take her to the podiatrist. She had to get a tooth pulled. You know, this is all like within the last 6 months. You know, and then she had something going on. I took her to the doctor. Then I had to take her to the emergency room the next night. I just took her to the, what is he? Yeah, the guy that gives you shots in the back. I don't know. The pain clinic. And then Saturday, she has to have an MRI. Thank God they had it on the weekends, because I can't take off work. I can't afford to. And then on 29th, I had to make sure that it was during Christmas break, that I'm taking her to the dentist and to get the shot then for her sciatica. But it's just been really overwhelming. Like I said, the one thing that has come out of this, though, getting my identity stolen, is that my two sisters, who never helped in the first place and did it on purpose. And I'm going to tell you, I'm just going to give you a little tidbit, because thank God they can't get a hold of me. You know, the whole point why we sued my sister, well, my mom wanted to, I didn't want to, I didn't care, but she wouldn't let it go. And I get it. After my dad died, my sister, I'm not, everybody else died. The other one's in assisted living, and then there's these two, and my oldest sister. So they convinced my mom to sell her house that was already paid for with cash, to move in with them, to build a mother-in-law apartment over this house that they were flipping. And so she put all the money that she had from that house to build this mother-in-law apartment. It was beautiful. It had a deck. It had an elevator. And then my other sister, who I'm no contact with, her husband was a contractor at the time. And so they built it. So they got paid that way. And they're underhanded. They fleeced people and then filed bankruptcy with their business. But the older sister, so my mom took all that money and built that. And my sister was her power of attorney through all this time. And she knew when all this happened that my mom had less than $50,000 to her name. And all my mom wanted was her money back. They sold that house for $925,000. And listen, they did put a lot of work into it, but my mom put all her money in there. And so she had nothing to live on All she was living on was Social Security. And she said, no, that's our money. And my mom was paying them $600 a month on top of that, even though she built that. And Sandy accused my mom, the reason why she said she wouldn't give my mom her money back, her and her husband, she's married, and was because she thought she was going to give it to me. She has no money. And here's the hypocrisy of it. You think she's going to give it to me, but you have it. You have it in your house. You sold the house for $925,000. The hypocrisy of it all. And the only reason why we dropped the lawsuit was because, and they deposed my mom, and her husband were there, and my mom's attorney, who I knew, said they're evil because they just sat there, and the husband was like rolling his eyes at my mom. I just don't care anymore. I mean, they're just evil. And she even told my mom, she goes, you love Tracey more than you love me. Well, of course she does. Duh. Because I treat her nicely. Anyway, whew, that felt like a therapy session. Thank you. So like I said, I am grateful they cannot get a hold of me. And every time I have to do something, I think about them. And I will tell you one other thing, not the oldest sister with the house, but the other one. She's notoriously late for everything. We were all having lunch. This is when my brother was alive, me, my brother, my sister, my mom, and she showed up half an hour late, like notorious. And so we were waiting to order, and she's like, well, you should have ordered. Like, this is, and they're all older than me. I'm the youngest. And when I was, and she hasn't helped, she didn't help. My dad was dying, and, you know, and then she's never helped with my mom, and it's always an excuse. And she always says, you should have just asked me. She never helped with my sister. It's me and my sister helping my other sister. And then I was in the hospital last year. I went to the emergency room because they thought I was having a stroke. MRI, ultrasound on my eyeballs. And I wrote her and I said, you have to help me. you don't have to see mom, but you have to like become co-power of attorney so they can reach out to you about bills and everything else. And and she wrote me back and said, oh, quit being so dramatic, Tracy. I gave up van life. And it just is what it is. They're just evil. Anyhow, the point of this video is, so I have all this going on myself and I am overwhelmed. And I had the people went and visited my mom, and they were so lovely, but we haven't heard from them since then. And I reached out to somebody who said about Friends and Company in Minnesota, and so I reached out to them. I applied to have somebody go visit my mom, and I haven't heard back. So I'm doing double duty here. Like I'm in a headspace myself, but what I was thinking this morning, you guys are so great, and I know there's other people that watch me that are retired and could probably use a friend or somebody to talk to also, because my mom just wants to talk, and I get it. By the time I get home at the end of the night, I just want to be silent. I just want to, I'm exhausted. And so I was wondering if anybody, and listen, I'd vet you out first. I'd have to talk to you first and make sure everything was, good. You're not a weirdo or anything. Although I'm a weirdo, and, but, the right kind of weirdo. Anyway, but, if you'd be up for, a lot of people said, oh, I wish I still had my mom. They say, oh, I wish your mom was my mom. Oh, my mom wasn't nice. We didn't have a relationship and stuff. And my mom's amazing. And so if somebody wants to, call my mom, it doesn't have to be all the time. But if I get 5 people who want to do it, even 3, even 2, that would be great. She's just looking for some kind of connection. She can't see. She has macular degeneration. She goes to dinner. And so every time I talk to her, and listen, I know the whole story. So I hear stories over and over again. All the stories would be new for you, and they're very interesting. I'm just, I got my own stories. So, yeah, if you want to connect with Joy, and she's lovely, and she's fun to talk to, and she's very smart. She's studied all the religions. She reads about quantum physics. Actually, she's just finishing a book, so I'm going to pick that up Saturday when I take her to the MRI, and then I'll get her another book for quantum physics. Again, very smart, but just wants connection, which I'm sure a lot of us do. I'm too busy, but I get enough connection with the kids during the day, and then calling about all the stuff I have to take care of, that by the end of the day, I want to disconnect. So that's the difference. So, yeah. Okay, so reach out to me. What's my email? Start at 60 and starting over again or something like that. Starting over again at 60. I don't know. It's down in the description below. So email me and let me know if you'd like to connect with Joy. And like I said, I'll connect with you first just to talk about everything. And yeah, I thought that could be maybe a good solution, because on top of everything, then I feel, not that I'm responsible for my mom's mental health, but I'm having my own mental health things right now that, that then I feel guilty. The life of a caregiver, people don't realize all the things that go into it. And if you are, listen, and then the care person, they don't want to be taken care of. They want to, I was like, oh, I'm so busy. I was talking to my mom, and she was, oh, I wish I was busy. And I get that. I get that. So anyway, okay, email me, and you have a good day. And you know what? The universe still is working for our greatest and higher good. So, all right, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.